Good morning. It's really cold here where I'm at, so I'm going to warm things up by seeing what's inside my Retro Game Treasure subscription box. It came the other day, and so I cracked the seal, and so let's see what goodies are inside. We got packing bowls that go on the floor for the cats. Alright, so we start out with Dash Galaxy and the Alien Asylum. I have not honestly heard of this game or played it, so obviously. We may have to fire that one up sooner. You know, going off the cover art, it looks like it's badass, but we won't know until we get in here to play it. And next up is Viper. It says something over the top of it, but I can't tell, but it's Viper in the big letters there. I have not heard or played this one either. So that'd be interesting. It's by Capcom. So shouldn't be too bad, I don't think, but you never know. We'll see. Oh, 3D World Runner. Why do I think that had a different name in the arcade? Maybe it was the same name. I just don't remember, like last time. And I totally got the game wrong. And I had it right. Yeah, we'll just go with... I'm unsure, but yeah, that was a fun game. I don't remember it coming out on the NES, so this will be fun. And Super R-Type. Okay, now this I've heard of. Never played it, but I played R-Type plenty of times, which is the I think Gradius or Life Force was the precursor to one of these. I'll have to look that up when I do the video on this, because I'll probably do this one as a gameplay with me. I'll go live playing it and have more information on it. But it's a great game. So that is this month's Retro Game Treasure. So I'm looking at changing my subscription up with Retro Game Treasure because my NES and Super Nintendo and N64 collections have grown greatly since I subscribed to it. But my NES collection, most of all, is like huge because I usually get 2 to 5 NES games with each box. And so what I'm looking at is maybe trying to expand a few of my other collections because they do offer a lot of consoles now. I will put a list in the description below of all of the consoles that you can get games for. And I want to see if maybe by adding another console, I can add, maybe get some pretty decent games for, maybe the Sega Genesis. I know they're great games. It always, when I was a kid, I didn't want Genesis, because mainly it looked like it was for just side-scrolling or vertical, horizontal or vertical shooters. Or sports games. Most of the guys I knew had a Sega Genesis for playing, the Madden football games. I was more into the RPG adventure games on the NES and the Super Nintendo. But I'm going back and playing. It's not that I didn't like the scrolling shooters, because I played Defender a lot. It was actually I think it was the first game I got with my Atari. I got the Atari, and in the same purchase, we got the game Defender, if memory serves. That was actually my first game, so I had Combat and Defender. And then that library grew and it disappeared. But that's how life goes. So I'm thinking about adding maybe the Atari 2600 to the list, or the Genesis, and see what kind of variety I can get. Maybe it comes in a different size box. I can get a different size retro Game Treasure box. And that's what it looks like right there. So if you want to subscribe with your Game Treasure. And as always, I put the link below along with the discount code. Remember, I get nothing for doing these videos other than sharing what I got in my box with you. But the guys at Game Treasure gave me a discount code when I asked for it, so that when you subscribe, use my code, you get a couple bucks off. And the cool thing is you will add games to your collection. 4 or 5 games a month without leaving your house. And how about that? You don't leave your house. Plus, you can put in, the site has a spot where you can put a wish list. Now, unfortunately, I've not gotten anything off of my wish list, which kind of makes me sad because I have some really great games on there I'd love to play. But it's okay. One day I'll be pleasantly surprised to open my box and, oh my God, there's one of my favorite games that I haven't played in forever. If I don't pick it up in my game halls when I do my runs around the state of eastern part of Tennessee where I live, I usually drive about an hour and a half around to look for games. So I don't just buy them online. I see what I can find locally, and then within, like I say, an hour and a half drive. I know it's kind of far, but I make a day out of it, and I go to a bunch of different places at the same time. And I probably should shoot a video of that, of me going through all the game places and looking at the games and seeing what's there. I've thought about doing more hitting up. There's some pawn shops around, and some. The Goodwills never seem to have anything around here, which is disappointing for me. I would like to see some, but I guess more people are trading them in, or at game stores. I mean, the true gamers are. Unfortunately, Mom and Dad sold them at a garage sale for $5, and you lost your 300 game collection for the NES for $5. Or they just flat out threw it out, which I know has happened to many a gamer. They went home to find their precious Atari was no longer in the bottom of the closet with all its games, but oh, you weren't playing it anymore, and it's so old I threw it out. So somewhere in the landfills of America are some great games that sadly are gone. Maybe someday, archaeologists will dig it up and say, oh, look, we found these wonderful artifacts of an ancient period when we actually had cartridges to put into a console. And I'm going to rant now. I have modern consoles. I have the Xbox One, I have a PS4. They're disc-based or download content. Well, you buy the disc, you have to put it in and wait like 2 hours of downloading, installing, and updating to play the game on your console. It's no longer a console. It's a dedicated PC to gaming. aggravates the crap out of me. That's why I keep old consoles around. I may just want a game fix, and I want to put a game in, turn it on. I don't want it to update. I don't want everybody and his brother trying to send me game invites to games. I'm really not in the mood to play. I want to plug in Defender and just shoot for a while. It may only be like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It's just, I want to get a fix in. I can be halfway through a game on one of the old systems before the console even boots up for a PS4 or an Xbox One. It's sad that we're going away from all that. And I understand that a lot of it has to do with piracy and controlling. And really now only 29 to 30% of all games sold are in physical form. They are download games. And I do it. I download games. I download games all the time because I live in the middle of nowhere, and the GameStop and Walmart here usually don't have the latest games, and if they do, they only get them in a small number. So it's just easier to download it from my couch or the app on my phone. And there's my game. So, okay, enough rant. If you made it this far, click the subscribe button so you can know when I see when I post new things like this. Hit the bell button and you'll get notified when I do that. Down below, leave me comments. Tell me what you think. Do you know any of these games? Have you played any of these games? Am I crazy? Let me know. Thanks, and have a great day.